The rain was relentless. It hammered against my car, a metallic symphony of chaos. Visibility was almost zero. The world was a blurry canvas of gray and black. Even the usually reassuring hum of my engine seemed muffled, struggling against the onslaught. I was driving home from a late shift at the hospital. Exhaustion clung to me like a second skin. All I craved was a warm bed and the oblivion of sleep. The radio crackled, spitting out static instead of music. I sighed and switched it off, surrendering to the oppressive silence. The wipers worked overtime, battling the deluge in a losing battle. Each swipe revealed a fleeting glimpse of the road ahead, swallowed again by the relentless downpour. It was the kind of night that whispered of unseen dangers, of secrets hidden beneath the surface. Little did I know I was about to drive headfirst into one of those secrets. The headlights flickered, momentarily plunging the world into darkness. My heart stuttered in my chest. Then, just as quickly, the light returned, illuminating the road ahead. That's when I saw her. A lone figure stood by the side of the road, shrouded in a halo of mist and rain. She was dressed in white, a long, flowing dress that clung to her slender frame. Even from a distance, something about her seemed off, out of place. A shiver, unrelated to the cold, ran down my spine. I slowed down, debating whether to stop. The storm showed no sign of abating, and she looked vulnerable standing there alone. Common decency warred with a primal instinct that screamed at me to keep driving. In the end, compassion, or perhaps foolish curiosity, won out. I pulled over a safe distance away, rolling down the window just enough to be heard over the storm. "Are you okay?" I called out, my voice barely audible above the wind. The woman turned, and for the first time I saw her face. It was pale, almost translucent, her features delicate and beautiful, but devoid of any emotion. Her eyes, large and dark, stared at me with an unnerving intensity. She didn't speak, didn't even nod. Instead, she raised a pale hand, pointing towards the darkness beyond the road. "Is someone there?" I asked, peering into the impenetrable blackness. There was nothing but dense bush, the kind that swallowed sound and light in equal measure. "Do you need help?" She continued to point, her silence more unnerving than any scream. Against my better judgment, I felt a pull, a strange compulsion to follow her gesture. I glanced at the GPS, a modern, top-of-the-range model that had never failed me before. It showed nothing but empty road ahead. "There's nothing there," I said, my voice a nervous tremor in the confined space of the car. Still, that unsettling feeling persisted, a prickling at the back of my neck. It was as if something unseen was watching, waiting. The woman took a step closer to the car, and I noticed for the first time the mud caked on her bare feet. It was thick, dark, almost black. It didn't look like ordinary mud. It looked wrong. A gust of wind slammed against the car, rattling the windows. The radio, which I was sure I had switched off, crackled to life, a burst of static resolving into a garbled voice. I couldn't make out the words, but the tone was frantic, desperate. Then, just as suddenly, it was gone, replaced by an eerie silence that seemed to amplify the pounding of my own heart. The air inside the car turned icy cold, a stark contrast to the stifling humidity of the storm outside. I could feel goosebumps erupt on my arms. My gaze darted back to the woman. She was closer now, close enough that I could see the water dripping from her long, dark hair. Her eyes held mine, and for a fleeting moment I thought I saw a flicker of something in their depths. Sadness, pleading, or was it just a trick of the light? It sounded like a name, but it was gone before I could be sure. Driving away, I told myself I had done the right thing. There was no point in waiting around. She probably lived nearby and was just caught in the storm. But the doubt lingered, fueled by the lingering chill in the air and the memory of her eyes. Back home, safe and dry, I couldn't shake off the feeling of unease. I decided to check the dash cam footage. It was a new addition to my car, a safety measure after one too many close calls on the road. I scrolled through the footage, my heart pounding in my chest. There she was, the woman in white, standing by the side of the road. The image was grainy, distorted by the rain. but there was no mistaking her. I watched as I stopped the car, rolled down the window, and spoke to her. Then, I saw something that made my blood run cold. In the brief moment after I stopped the car but before I rolled down the window, a figure materialized in the passenger seat. It was her, the woman in white. She was sitting there, watching me with those same unnerving eyes. The footage ended abruptly, the screen going blank. I stared at my reflection, my face pale and drawn in the cold light of the monitor. A single thought echoed in the silence of my apartment. I had picked up a soaked stranger on a rainy night, and now, I wished I had left her to die.